Hello everyone! This week we are doing a reaction video and I'm going to react to Luca Lampariello speaking French. The reason why I chose Luca for this video is because I know Luca is fluent in French and I have heard him speak French before and his French seems excellent. And in this video I wanted to sort of see how his French compares to that of a native speaker. So I don't think he will make any mistakes or nothing major, but the things I'm going to look at is how natural he sounds when he speaks French. And the point is not obviously to, diss people and criticize them for not speaking, French perfectly. I don't even speak English perfectly myself, so this is not the point of this video, but really is to sort of look at what sounds natural and not natural in French. So unlike my previous videos, we're not going to look at the mistakes, but more about sounding natural. So don't hesitate to like this video, subscribe to this channel if you would like to see more content like this, and I suggest we get started.
En 2017, quand j'ai rencontré mon ex-copine française dans une auberge de jeunesse à Prague, j'aurais jamais imaginé que le français serait devenu une telle partie importante de ma vie.
So maybe the first thing I've noticed, and it's a very small detail, it's the way he pronounces the A in Prague. So the way he did it was kind of more like Prague, a bit lower, instead of Prague with a more open A sound. Obviously I'm judging against sort of standard French, European French standards. Maybe he learned French with other varieties, but I think that sounded a little bit unnatural, but I think that's the kind of thing only a native speaker would pick up on, because his pronunciation so far is excellent.
Bonjour, je suis Lucas, de lucalampariello.com, et aujourd'hui je vais vous parler de comment j'ai appris la langue française et de leçons que j'ai apprises sur le chemin.
I wouldn't say la langue française. It's not so much that it's grammatically incorrect, but we would say le français if we refer to the language. There are some cases where you would say la langue française, but in that context, when you say, I speak, it would be the same thing as saying I speak the French language. We would just say I speak French. So that was maybe a little bit unnatural, but again, we nitpicking, of course. And he said sur le chemin, and I would say maybe something like en cours de route, something like that, I would say. I think sur le chemin is a bit more like English on the way.
J'en suis sûr et certain maintenant, mais je ne savais pas il y a 20 ans quand j'ai commencé à apprendre le français au lycée. Ce qui compte le plus, ce n'est pas ce que tu fais dans la classe, mais ce que tu fais au dehors de la classe.
On this one, a little bit of a pronunciation mistake, I would say. So he kind of said en dehors, but it's really en dehors. Ouais. And I think he said au dehors. Au dehors is not wrong, but I don't really think it's used anymore. So we would say en dehors de la classe.
Ça, c'est exactement ce que j'avais commencé à faire 2 ans après avoir commencé le français au lycée. C'est-à-dire, je regardais tout le temps la télévision française parce que j'avais découvert que je pouvais regarder France 2 et pas seulement le français, la langue parlée, mais aussi je pouvais regarder tout ça avec des sous-titres, page 8, je me rappelle encore très bien. Et ça m'a donné beaucoup d'enthousiasme et j'ai commencé à regarder une série, une émission, un documentaire, un film, toutes les nuits en prenant des notes parce que je pouvais en fait regarder les mots que j'écoutais.
I don't have any comment, I just wanted to say that his French and pronunciation is really good. There's barely anything I can comment on because his French is really amazing, like it's great.
Ça a complètement changé mon approche, ma perspective en général. Et donc, si tu apprends une langue à l'école, ou dans une classe, ou dans une école de langue, il faut que tu saches que ce que tu fais au dehors de la classe, ça compte 90% de ton processus d'apprentissage. Après, ce que tu fais à l'école, c'est littéralement la cerise sur le gâteau.
Nice phrase. It's good that he's using idiomatic phrases.
Si ton mon tonton sera tendu.
Ah, il said ton tondon. So si mon tonton sera tendu. Not easy, but he had a good try.
Le français, c'est une langue où rien n'est comme il semble.
I think here I would say comme il le semble. I think that would sound more natural. A little thing, a little detail, but yeah, I would say I would put a le in between. I think that's the phrase.
En fait, la langue parlée est bien différente de la langue écrite et c'est pour ça que la dictée est considérée un outil obligatoire et indispensable.
Ça est considéré comme un outil obligatoire. You need comme. Considérer un outil obligatoire? It can be said, but not in that context. You would consider something, but if something is considered like something else, then you need comme.
pour la bonne maîtrise du français. Je me rappelle en fait très bien quand j'allais au lycée justement, qu'il y avait un Français entre nous qui avait déménagé avec sa famille ici en Italie. Il parlait parfaitement en français mais il avait vraiment du mal à l'écrire. C'est très important de savoir qu'en général quand tu apprends une langue, il faut l'apprendre de façon organique, holistique, globale, c'est-à-dire apprendre à parler bien sûr, mais aussi apprendre à écrire, à lire, toutes ces habiletés que tu développes.
Compétences? I think that's abilities.
Ils vont s'intégrer au fil du temps. C'est très important de ne pas oublier ça et de soigner tous les aspects de la langue chaque jour ou bien chaque semaine.
I have to say I'm very impressed by his vowels because if I didn't know who he was, I would just imagine he's a bilingual, native bilingual. Maybe not that he grew up in France, but maybe someone that has French family and so who has had lots of exposure to French and speaks it fluently. So I think he would easily pass off as a native speaker of French, to be honest. Honestly, yeah. I can only pick up a couple of things because I'm really paying attention, but I think if someone like Luca just came to me in the street and then spoke to me in French, I don't think that they're not native in French. So that's amazing.
Comme j'ai dit au début de la vidéo, quand j'ai rencontré ma copine, j'aurais jamais imaginé que le français serait devenu une telle partie importante. J'aurais jamais imaginé
que le français serait une partie aussi importante de ma vie. I would phrase it like this, rather. But that's very easily understood.
J'aurais déménagé en France. Ça a changé et enrichi ma perspective sur l'apprentissage des langues en général parce que quand j'habitais en France, j'ai découvert que parler une langue, c'est aussi de connaître une culture.
C'est aussi connaître une culture. I wouldn't say c'est aussi de connaître une culture. The deux sounds a bit strange here.
On est arrivé à la fin de la vidéo, donc pour récapituler, c'est très important tout d'abord d'apprendre dehors de la classe, c'est 90% du processus d'apprentissage. C'est très important d'apprendre une langue de façon globale parce que c'est comme un organisme vivant. Et troisième point, c'est important si tu veux parler presque comme un natif, de vivre dans un pays parce que tu vas voir comme les gens vraiment.
Comment les gens, pas comme les gens. Again, his mistakes are not really like salient or big. They're really subtle. So sometimes he makes me wonder whether I would say the same as him, or if I would say something different in French, because the mistakes are so subtle and small. But yeah, it's fascinating. Honestly, it's great.
Si tu veux en savoir plus, tu peux cliquer sur le lien dans la case de description. J'ai écrit un article en anglais sur la merveilleuse langue française que tu peux aussi écouter en anglais.
In that context, that makes sense to say la merveilleuse langue française because how to explain? I think if you're talking about the fact that you speak French or, you know, it's your language or whatever, you would say le français. But if the topic of an article or conference or whatever is about French, then saying la langue française makes sense. But if you're just saying, you know, I speak French, you wouldn't say je parle la langue française. It's grammatically correct, but a little bit strange, or I don't know, we just wouldn't say it really.
Je vous attends sur mon site, sur mon blog. Merci pour m'écouter. J'espère vous...
Merci de m'avoir écouté. That's a difficult phrase. All right, so that was pretty interesting. So I can't say really that he made any mistakes in French. His French is amazing. His pronunciation really clear. As I said earlier in the video, if he just came up to me in the street, I would have no clue that he wasn't French. Yeah, it's very impressive. So I hope you found the video helpful, and it was kind of interesting to pick up on the little things. And I think it just shows that no matter what your level is, and that includes me in English, even though I lived 8 years in England, I would still make some unnatural mistakes, which are not really grammatical mistakes so much, but there are things that I would say that native speakers would not say the same way. And I think Luca falls under the same sort of box, I guess. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more of these reaction videos. I already did other reaction videos which I would put in the description box below, or maybe here if I figure out how to do it or if I remember to do it. And on this note, I will see you next week. Bye!